I'm very grateful to Narasimhan and other alumni of Annamalai University for inviting me. I was asked to specifically talk on energy. I've been working on energy and specifically about what is called solar DC system. I would have loved to talk about solar DC system because I believe that solar DC system can make a huge difference to the country. But today, I decided that currently I've been working for last 1 year I've been working in Delhi for electric vehicles, and today I thought that I will talk about electric vehicles. So I've titled my talk as India's Electric Vehicle Efforts Report Card. So I've titled my talk as India's Electric Vehicle Efforts Report Card. Report card over last 9 months. What has happened in last 9 months? 9 months back also one knew and talked about electric vehicles, but in a very muted manner. Today, electric vehicles are taking off. And what I am going to present is why is it taking off, what have we been able to do, where have we failed to do things, and what should concern India and how it should benefit India. Today, auto sector in India contributes to 7.1% of GDP. I think most of you are in the auto sector knows this, but I don't know whether others know about it. 7.1% of GDP. Plus, there is this transport fuel processing and distribution. Transport fuel processing and distribution, that contributes to 5%. So we have a 12.1% of India's GDP riding on the current IC engine electric vehicles. It also contributes, somebody actually told me, close to 30 million formal sector jobs. There are probably many informal sector jobs that it contributes, but let's focus on formal sector jobs. So 30 million jobs plus 12.1% of GDP. Now, if electric vehicle comes, an electric vehicle will come. Electric vehicle will happen sooner than we can imagine. Why will electric vehicle happen? First reason is actually electrical motors are far more energy efficient than IC engine vehicle. I do not know how many of you know IC engine vehicle the motors actually are close to 21% efficient, 20 to 24% efficient. Whereas electric motor efficiency is 90% plus. So it's about 5 times more, 4.5 times more energy efficient. Number of moving parts in a normal IC engine vehicle, in a car, for example, is 2000 plus. Number of moving parts in an electric vehicle is barely 25. So it will become far more robust and reliable. More reliable, more efficient, and as soon as it becomes cheaper, that's what is going to rule the world. Electric vehicles are happening in the United States, in Europe, in China. In fact, China far more than other places, but it's happening with 30 to 40% subsidy. Each vehicle has about 30 to 40% subsidy. That's the reason it's happening. On the other hand, my first job after I went to Delhi was to spend time in finance ministry, and it was very clear that India just cannot afford to provide subsidy at scale. Not just will not, but cannot afford. And therefore, whatever we have to do without subsidy. If in India electric vehicle crawls, because without subsidy it does not make economic sense, it crawls, imported electric vehicles as accessories will start dominating the market. In fact, it's already happening. Electric rickshaws from China, something like 200,000 rickshaws have come in last year and a half. Poor quality rickshaws, but they have come in. And very soon all these Chinese vehicles will come, or vehicles from elsewhere will come and start impacting India very badly. So, what do we have to do to win? To win, we need technology leadership at least in some segment of electric vehicle and build upon it so that we can win. India's vehicles are extremely price sensitive. India is a very price sensitive market, so affordability is low. Remember, our largest selling vehicles are under 5 lakhs rupees, 4-wheelers. And then there is between 5 to 8 lakhs rupees. Above 10 lakhs, the percentage of vehicles sold are very, very few. So unless we win in the below 5 lakhs, sub 5 lakhs market and 5 to 8 lakhs market, we will not win. And this is not so anywhere in the world. The cars in Europe, cars in China, United States actually cost much more. Number two, I have been driving an electric vehicle for last 2.5 years. And when I started using it, I actually found that it is not giving me the range that was promised to me. And it's actually consuming more energy. And I went back to the company and said that I'm not getting what you had promised. And in the beginning they said, no, you must be getting, something is wrong. So I was able to get them to give me probes to actually monitor as I drive what is the energy that I'm consuming. And when I started doing that and recording all the data on my laptop, actually I found that the motors give you the best efficiency at 50 or 45 kilometers per hour. Whereas in India, average driving speed is 25 kilometers per hour. I inquired what happens. He said, we don't know, we bought the motor from Germany. We got the technology from Germany. But that gives you at 45 kilometers per hour. I went back and asked the parent company, they say, well, average vehicles drive 50 kilometers per hour. So we have made the maximum efficiency out here. But in India, average vehicles drive at 25 kilometers per hour. So at that time, the efficiency is very poor. And if the efficiency is very poor, we are consuming more power from the battery, and that is something that we have not even understood. So we will have to design our own motors and controllers, which actually is as per India's requirement. Today I am testing vehicles at IIT Madras which are close to 52 watt-hour per kilometer. In last 6 months, we were able to get from 80 watt-hour per kilometer to 52 watt-hour per kilometer. Our target was 45, we got to 52 watt-hour per kilometer. Same thing happened with buses. Initially, when I talked to Ashok Leyland, Mahindra, Tatas, they say 1600 watt-hour per kilometer. We have been able to bring it today to 1000 watt-hour per kilometer. Our target is 850 or 900 watt-hour per kilometer. One more thing that happens. Remember that I told you that if you try to fast charge a battery at 45 degrees centigrade, you destroy the battery? Now, once you are swapping, you don't need to fast charge at 45 degrees centigrade. You take a battery, take it out of the vehicle, put another one and let the vehicle go. After that, take the battery into an air-conditioned environment like this. Charge at 25 degrees centigrade and charge slowly. Don't charge fast. Charge in 2 hours. That gives a very good battery life. That was a byproduct, and suddenly we started winning as a result of swapping. Then we sort of said, let us separate the vehicle business and the energy business. A vehicle will be sold without battery. Let somebody else buy the battery, lease it to you for a day for using it. Charge battery, and when it is discharged, you give it back. This, once we did it with swapping, we suddenly found in April, May itself that we found that the capital cost of the battery of vehicle is similar to diesel vehicle. Operation cost is also similar, in fact less. Then we say, where is the problem? Where do you need subsidy? And the final thing we saw, say, let us use public vehicles. Let's buy 100,000 autos, 50,000 autos. That will standardize the whole thing. Such large numbers industry has not seen. Whole thing will move very rapidly. Get batteries in very large number, and suddenly the whole industry started moving. This was the approach one, which essentially can be done without subsidy. The capital cost is same as the capital cost of petrol vehicle, and operation cost is same or less. And the focus has to be in manufacturing of drives, chargers, motors, batteries, etc., etc. Approach 2 could be used for taxis which go long distance, 200 kilometers, and buses which travel more than 200 kilometers. Here we are able to show that the total cost of ownership, if you take both the capital cost and operation cost per kilometer, works out to be the same as between electric vehicle and petrol vehicle. Of course, this will need some slow overnight charging, some fast charging, and fast charging will give us some little bit of problem in terms of higher temperature, and some combination of slow charging and swapping. This is the approach that we used. And with these two approaches, we are able to start moving ahead. What was the strategy therefore? Strategy was first, we will build only energy efficient vehicles. If you don't have good watt hour per kilometer, we will wait and go to Coimbatore, find Annamala University alumni and say build one, and they will be able to build one. Better motors and drives, better tires, lower weight and better aerodynamics. This is what we will need. Then came the battery ecosystem. What do we do with battery? Actually, battery ecosystem has three components: battery pack manufacturing, battery cell manufacturing, and materials and chemicals. The value for pack manufacturing is 30%, value for cell manufacturing is 30%, and materials and chemicals is 40%. What do you do about each one of them? We have to have a strategy, and we worked on it. Charging and swapping infrastructure for range extension. This is what I talked about. How do you really build this? Slow charging and fast charging, all of that, and battery swapping. How do we actually go about doing? That's another topic that we need to do. And finally, demand generation and policies. We said how we need to do 4 tasks. Our strategy is based on these 4 pillars. Let's look at our report card, task and our report card. First, technology, powertrain and infrastructure. Build vehicles with low watt hour per kilometer, high efficiency. Some excellent progress has been made. Green means we have done good job. By industry, more needed, competition helps. We found that wherever there is no competition, we don't do a good job. Wherever there is a competition, we do a good job. What about batteries? You know, 2.5 years back, I visited Germany. And I visited a few companies which were making batteries and battery packs. I saw they were making very good battery management system. I've seen some similar efforts in China or in United States. It was clear the Germans are far ahead. They are the leaders. And India was nowhere. 2 years down the line, 2.5 years down the line, there are 40 startups which got into this. And we have started making. And today we are almost on par with Germans. Battery management system was a good embedded system design, which even good undergraduate students from India are able to get in and start making. And 40 such companies came up. And they started, they're working 20 hours a day, and suddenly we are making very good battery management system. Thermal management. We did not know what a thermal management was. We have learned it. Today there are simulators through which we can do simulation and actually make it. They go to places like Coimbatore and get things done, and today we are making it. Industry. Creating charger service industry. It has not been done, but we are ready. We will be able to do it. Creating charging and swapping industry. We are almost ready. We can do it. Demand generation. Recently we floated a tender with ESL, buy 10,000 electric vehicles. Suddenly from nowhere, Mahindra was making electric vehicles. From nowhere, Tata came and started offering. We are going to go for next tender. And already 4 more companies have jumped in and saying we will have the electric vehicle ready. We have been able to create demand generation with that. We will start doing a similar thing with 3-wheeler autos and electric rickshaw, electric auto, electric rickshaw of the 50 watt hour per kilometer. Remember that. Same thing we'll do for buses, for small cargo vehicles. And for 4-wheeler and 2-wheeler, we have a very interesting proposal which I'll tell in my last slide. A year back, 9 months back, when I went to auto industry and auto companies, they were sleeping. They're saying electric vehicle will not happen. Today they are woken up. We actually woke them up. We got Gadkari sir to come and sort of say we'll steamroll your petrol vehicles. And we got person like me to come and sort of say we can actually do it. And together the industry has woken up. Every industry is working on electric vehicles. Waking up large battery industry. This Exide, Amar Raja were not interested. Today they are making it. So they are setting up plants. The place where we have really failed, and I need your help, Annamala University's help, the alumni people help, is in the transforming small and medium subsystem and auto component industries. What will happen to them when IC engine vehicles disappear? Are they going to transform or are they going to start? They haven't even begun, and I have no clue. I'm expecting that you people will have to, you have a very large number of small industries out here. The number of such industries in India may be 50,000. And we need to really transform them. They cannot, some will die, but small numbers should die. Most of them should be able to transform. And this is a challenge, a very difficult task, and I put that in red. Part of the reason is government has not got its act together. If government got its act together, we would have started this. But government is putting only obstacles. Developing new electric power electronics industries has to be done over the next 2 years. I think it's doable. It's a difficult task, but doable. Policy and regulations. We have identified what do we really require. We require zero import duty and 5% GST on lithium cells for EV. 5% GST on what's called locked smart batteries, electric vehicles, charging equipment for 3 years. After 3 years, increase. I think 3 years support that we need. We don't need subsidy, but we need lower GST. 5% GST on all integrated services provided by smart battery. Allow aggregators to own vehicles. Today, for example, Ola cannot own three-wheelers, autos. I don't understand this kind of policy. Allow charging and energy business to procure power at competitive rates through open access. This is all that we really require from the government. We will get that. We'll beg, sometime we'll fall at their feet. If need be, we'll threaten them. We'll do something or other and we'll get there. Future technology, we have to keep watching. While we keep on working today, we should not ever forget what can happen tomorrow. Tomorrow hydrogen fuel vehicles may come. I think it's far away, but still we should keep watching. When can its cost hit the numbers that we are looking for? Distributed motor architecture. This is another thing Coimbatore should, or Tamil Nadu should focus on. Again, Annamala University should focus. Distributed motors, not a single motor. Can we have 4 motors on 4 wheels and control all of each of them? This is the kind of future vehicles. New motors without or with minimum permanent magnet. Permanent magnet, neodymium, rare earth magnet is all coming from China. Can we make motors without those magnets? It's possible. Development of low cost cell chemistry with higher temperature. Difficult tasks. Red ones are difficult tasks. Develop secondary use of battery. That we have already started. A better understand battery behavior in different conditions. We just started. And develop heavy duty electric vehicles, trucks. Develop agricultural machinery using electric motors. These are tasks. Other tasks, develop comprehensive long-term stable policy for EVs, including policy to incentivize setting up new technology industry in order to attract investment. Develop strong R&D, encourage electricity production from renewables, because you don't want to produce from coal and then run on electric vehicles. Watch out for new technologies and approaches. With this, I will come to my last couple of slides. We had figured out three-wheelers, we had figured out buses, swapping and all that. What we had not figured was a car. Car was still expensive. Taxis were all right, but personal car. Suppose you are driving a car. Suppose you are driving an Alto car or you are driving a high-end 8 lakhs rupees car. I'm not even bothered about if you are driving 15 lakhs. If you can spend 15 lakhs, you might as well spend 25 lakhs and buy a thing. But what about people, most of the people who are buying 7-8 lakhs rupees car or 4-5 lakhs rupees car? As I told you, batteries dominate the cost of an electric vehicle. Large battery will increase cost. And also, of course, increase weight, which will reduce the efficiency. So large battery will make things unviable. Take a car, take an Alto. Today Alto costs around 4.25 lakhs or so. We can convert it to electric, it will cost about 3.5 lakhs without battery. Without battery. You put a large battery, suppose 250 kilometer battery, cost will go to 8.25 lakhs, 8 lakhs. It's out of reach. If I put 100 kilometer battery, I can do at 5 lakhs. That's not bad. But what happens if I do 100 kilometer battery? You will have range anxiety. Fortunately, 90% of the days you drive less than 100 kilometers. So 90% of the days there will be no questions. Maybe 95%. But the 5 to 10% of the days you will start worrying. What will happen? Will I stop? I am driving from IIT Madras to Anna University, Nagar, and from there I am driving to some other place, and then I am trying to drive back. I am going to Mahindra City, and I just 100 kilometers is not enough. Those 10 days, 15 days in a year, what do you do? Well, you can do fast charging. You can do fast charging. But as I told you, fast charging will take an hour. Will I be able to find a free fast charger? Will I be able to wait for an hour? Many times, no. So what will happen? I can buy what is called expensive battery called LTO battery, which I can charge in 15 minutes. But my cost will again go to 8 lakhs, even for 100 kilometer battery. What is the other option? Suppose we have a 100 kilometer built-in battery, enough to drive for 90% of days, and charge during night time. Night time charging in 5-6 hours is the best for battery. But the day I want to drive longer than 100 kilometers, All that I do is drive to IOCL petrol pump or BPCL petrol pump. At the BPCL petrol pump, they will add a second battery. For that day, I take that now I can drive 100 more kilometers, 200 kilometers I can. That will take care of most of the city drive. But suppose I am trying to drive from here to Coimbatore. Then, well, I start with the second battery, so I have 200 kilometers. I drive for 2 hours. I'll anyway stop for a cup of coffee. That time that battery that I had put in would have run out. You will take it out and put in another battery. I can go 300 kilometers. Only for those days where I drive longer distance. 90% of the days I don't even have to go to petrol pump. And suppose I can put in at one BPCL petrol pump and another BPCL, I can give it back in a third petrol place, I can put it, suppose the BPCL chain permits it. That would work. All that is required is a range, we are calling it a range extender battery. This range extender battery should be common for all vehicles. With a common for all vehicles, all, let's say, four-wheelers, or at least small four-wheelers. For large four-wheelers, you can have another common battery. Then it makes BPCL, it makes business sense for them to keep this battery, keep it charged, and swap it or add it as and when required. So worked out the business case, it really works. It also means that when tomorrow IC engine vehicles, petrol vehicles disappear, these petrol pumps will continue to run. They don't go out. People employed will be same. In fact, their business will be exactly, BPCL's business will be exactly same as what they are doing today, except instead of oil, they are doing batteries. To conclude, much more needs to be worked out. But remember, in 9 months, from starting from scratch, we have been able to get to some reasonable place. Thank you very much. I can answer some questions if there are. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, so actually I gave example of four-wheelers. Two-wheelers also should have a range extender. I am working with companies saying that you come with a 50-kilometer battery inside the vehicle, you can actually make it at roughly the same cost by end of next year. We can help you do that. And then, if you want to go about 50 kilometers, put a slot for a second battery. You go to the IOCL petrol pump or BPCL, add a battery, you can go as long as you want. They work this out, you don't require public swapping, charge only at home with 15 ampere plug and you can win without any problem. Read that, send me an email, I'll answer that more.
Have a solar panel which can also charge.
Solar panels will happen.
It could be a trickle charge, not the fast charge.
It won't even contribute 5% of energy. So I think we will have to figure this out. We can discuss this.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I have to go. I had to come from Delhi and I didn't have much time.
I have a special privilege.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. And now I request Mr. Mahesh Rajendran, GM of IBM Smart Cities, to hand over a memento from Auetaa to Dr. Ashok
I missed
Jhunjhunwala.
some points. See, in those days, the horse-drawn carts, periodically they will change the horse. So standardize the battery, don't wait for charging, replace the battery, give this battery and go away, and pay some money for the charging. So if standardization is made, that will be a...
This is exactly what we would like to do. Please help us.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.